we always hear about Cavs stuff, and not that it comes from T. Lou, but just from people being close to it. And I kind of got this message this morning, and let me read it. And I'm just gonna kind of read it. We're gonna flex our sources here a little bit.
Trusted sources. I like it.
Oh yeah, no, we got trusted
we're
sources.
Expanding.
All right, mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Check.
Oh,
check.
I hear you, man. Mic check 1 2.
Check 1 2.
Man and Mike back in the building.
6.
It's Man and Mike.
We're back.
That never gets old.
Oh yeah, no,
that
man.
Never gets old.
That's our little mantra for now until we get it we get it back correct. Man and Mike. What's going on, people? This is Man and Mike. This is Mike Anderson Jr. I'm here with Manny Watkins, the man, the myth, the legend. Hey, whenever you have a guy who's hit some game winners in his life, you just gotta he's a closer.
Yeah, not everybody's born with that gene.
Man, hey,
You gotta have it.
I'm telling you, hey, I wish I would have got a chance to display some of it, but it's all right, man. I'm not too salty about my lack of playing time. But anyways, welcome back to Man and Mike. We are here. I guess I want to call this episode post-mortem.
Yeah. Okay.
It's our post-mortem. Post-mortem about a lot of things. First of all, the sorry-ass finals.
Terrible.
Bad. And then we got post-mortem LeBron. Where is he going? Post-mortem for Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's not going to be there anymore.
I don't think he can stay. There's no way.
Nah.
We'll see, though.
But, we're going to get into a little bit of that. I had a couple other subjects, and we'll kind of get into them as we go along. I guess we'll get into it.
Let's go ahead.
Here, let's hit our studio audience. Thank you. We're here.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Subscribe to us. We just do this for fun, and we hope that we can share something with everybody else when we do this. So, give us our applause. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're pretty great. So, anyways, I want to get into the Warriors and Cavs. And were we surprised?
No, the only thing I was surprised about was maybe one game not going the Cavs' way. The Warriors tend to get sloppy, lackluster in games, and I thought the Cavs, LeBron, they could squeak out one, but I mean, so I thought it was gonna go 5, but the sweep it's not too surprising. They're a way better team, and they showed it.
Yeah, and it was just everything that we thought it was going to be for the most part. And, I go so far to say is like I even thought it was going to be a sweep, and just out of pure respect for LeBron, which, I think they should have had game 1.
Yeah.
If we were going to give them a game, they should have at least had game 1. But I honestly didn't think it was going to go more than 5.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And, you can always say, like, what if they win game 1, it set the tone for the series. But I even think if they win game 1, I still don't think.
I mean, how much can you make it roll?
How much can you make it? Like, if they win game 1, I could maybe see it go 6, maybe.
Yeah.
And have a little bit more momentum after they lose game 2, still coming into game 3 with, some confidence. Like, oh, it's 1-1 and we're going back home. We have control. So maybe 6, but, they were just outmanned and outplayed the whole series.
Yeah. And, I didn't like it when LeBron had to point that out. And here's one thing about that drives me crazy about LeBron. He has to control the narrative. And so, here, and let me hip you to something that happened. Like, it was, when was it? Yesterday. It was a couple of days ago. I got one text message, and then I woke up this morning to a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
And, T. Lou is from Mexico, Missouri.
Yeah.
And so,
20 minutes from Columbia.
Well,
yeah.
Exactly. Lo and behold, we have some people in common. And so I just want to say that, we always hear about Cavs stuff, and not that it comes from T. Lou, but, just from people being close to it. And I kind of got this message this morning, and let me read it, and I'm just going to kind of read it. We're going to flex our sources here a little bit.
Trusted sources. I like it.
Oh yeah, no, we got trusted
We're
sources.
expanding.
Yeah, no, for sure. People are, they have the bulletin. Basically, and I'm gonna kind of paraphrase it, but it basically just said that LeBron was so mad after that game that he really broke that blackboard.
He messed up his hand.
Yeah, he really broke his hand, and so they were keeping it under wraps. But there's those in the organization that kind of knew that LeBron was going to say something about it sooner or later.
Yeah.
That kind of,
Yeah.
And that's my deal. If you're going to play in the game, there's no time for no excuses.
Yeah, no.
And so we heard about that from the organization. Man, it was a bunch of stuff going on in that Cavs camp apparently. Another thing is just about how Rodney Hood kind of met with T. Lue and told him face to face in the Boston series he wasn't ready for the moment.
Yeah, and I've heard a few things about that. I know a guy who played at Duke with Rodney Hood.
Yeah.
And I was asking him about that. I was like, hey, because I felt like he was kind of one of those guys who is when his confidence is high, he can play.
You wonder what type of mental makeup he has.
Yeah, and I kind of felt like I could kind of get a read on it. Like, okay, he's a guy. When it's going well, it's going well. But then, like when it's not, his confidence wavers. So I asked him, and my guy who went to Duke was like, yeah, and all the coaches knew it when he at his time at Duke.
Right.
He got that look in his eyes at times when it was like Coach K knew he's got to come out.
It was like that deer in the headlights.
He's got the deer in the headlight. Now, when he doesn't have that, he can play, and he had some good games, and he made some plays and things like that. But yeah, when he gets that look in his eyes, I've just heard that it's you got to sit him down. But telling your coach you're not ready, I don't care if I'm not ready for him.
Wouldn't that piss you off?
I would never say that.
Oh, I mean, they traded for this guy to come in and be a contributor. And so, I'm taking some of it with a grain of salt. But on the other hand, like, I can kind of believe it because you could kind of see it. Like, he refused to go into the game, and it wasn't even crunch time.
No, I don't.
And, I mean, that's just crazy to have to deal with, especially during the playoffs, I feel like, because that's when, like, you're supposed to be the most excited. There's nothing like, say, for instance, playing the NCAA tournament. There's nothing like having those lights on you and the cameras flashing. Like, it's totally different from, say, playing at home.
Yeah, and I mean, but some people, that's not their cup of tea. A lot of athletes, you would think, like, okay, that's the time they want to play. That's the time they want to, show out and make a name for themselves. But some people, that moment is huge, and it's almost like you don't want to mess up. Instead of you have that in your mind instead of
going out there and having
fun and just knowing that, like, hey, don't worry about messing up. What if I do something spectacular here? That's kind of how I used to think about it. I never really worried about messing up. Everybody makes mistakes.
Exactly.
My thing was, what if I do something really spectacular in this moment? And then what? So, some people aren't always, it's not the same makeup for everybody, but you would think, NBA players.
Man, I mean, this guy's a pro.
Yeah.
And,
lottery pick, too. Like, he was a high up draft pick.
Yeah.
Played well at Utah, so, I mean, I don't.
Well, I mean, he was averaging, 15?
Yeah.
And off the bench. And so you got a guy like that. And, I can understand you think you can insert him and he's going to do what he does. And he actually played okay during the season after he got traded.
Yeah.
It was just when the playoffs came around. And that's when you noticed.
Yeah.
Yes. That's when you noticed. And so, I thought that was a funny little tidbit that I got. I also got one more. And it was basically that the organization or, people on the coaching staff, so to speak, they just felt like LeBron was going to quit. They just had that feeling because he's not going to be here. They basically know that he's not going to be there next year.
Yeah.
Which, I gave Cleveland maybe a 5% chance. And then when I saw that, it was just like, yeah, he's got to go. He's got to be so tired of losing to Golden State.
Yeah, no, you gotta. There's no way that if I'm LeBron, I'm going to a only team I would go to is a team that is gonna have a chance to beat Golden State, unless he is wrapping it up. And
If you're gonna make that move and take that scrutiny, it better be a dang good move like Miami was.
yeah, and it better be a move that's gonna bring you a championship and maybe multiple championships. You can't, because this move is probably the last move.
Yeah,
So
I think
it's gotta
so.
be the right one. And I just, everyone says like, oh, well, he could go to LA and like that wouldn't be the best basketball move, but he would maybe bring Paul George, so they would be good, but they wouldn't be as good as the Warriors. But then he's got all his capital ventures out there in
Yeah.
LA. He's got businesses, homes and stuff, and he gets to live in LA. So it's always that. But I just can't wrap my mind around LeBron not making this decision based solely on basketball. I can't wrap my mind around it that he would make it around business or anything like that.
Well,
I
at this
just
point,
can't- I
he
can't do
is
it.
he is the business. He didn't have to be anywhere for that
Yeah,
business to get done.
Exactly.
And so that's why LA really and LA really, I don't really see the Lakers as a draw for him.
I can't.
I don't see LA. I see the Spurs big draw.
I've been seeing some stuff. The Spurs are making some headway.
Yeah,
Popovich is going to do anything he can to get a sit down with LeBron.
you get LeBron and
Kawhi
Kawhi. You get LeBron and Kawhi is
Two
going
of
to
the
stay.
top three guys on the planet right now.
And see what you like about Kawhi is he's got D.
Yeah, he can lock up. He'll guard the best player. Low maintenance, all superstar.
Yep.
He can do it all. And Spurs. I don't care who's on the Spurs team. They're always one of the toughest teams to beat. They could have some of the least amount of talent, and they're still going to win 50 games.
I mean,
every
yeah,
year.
and that's the sign of a well coached team,
Yeah.
a good organization,
Yep.
all that stuff. And so I could see Braun doing that just because that would help him at this point in his career.
Mm-hmm.
It would help take less responsibility. I mean, I think Kevin Durant has flourished with less responsibility at Golden State.
Yeah. I mean, it's easier.
Yeah, I mean,
less
it's
responsibility.
easy money, man.
Yeah, it's easier. Stuff's more open. It's just target practice out there for the Warriors. They got so many weapons. But yeah, if I'm any guy in the NBA, especially LeBron, I'm ending this dynasty, this Warriors dynasty, or at least trying to next year. Like that's no.
So where you
way.
going? Would you go to Houston or
My
would you
top
go
three.
to?
My top three. I was gonna ask you, what would you think? I'd have to look into Houston. I think they have the best makeup, and I don't know how you would, get the contracts to work.
Right.
But James Harden, Chris Paul, if you can keep Capella, I don't know if they'll be able to. But with LeBron, I think that's the best makeup
Yeah.
to win a championship and beat the Warriors. I look at Philly. I still like Philly, and I've heard that sources say LeBron wants to be off the ball more. So,
Ben Simmons.
prolong his career and have someone else on the ball, and he can kind of make the plays off the ball. So, yeah, you have Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, so you have three generational talents on one team. So that's another thing that you can look at. And then as of today, the Spurs. I like that. I like Pop, LeBron. A lot of these superstars, the Jordans, the Magic Johnsons, all those guys, Kobe's. They had superstar players, but also superstar coaches. LeBron's never had that. So, having LeBron on a Pop team, I'd like to see that and see where that goes. So, those are my top three. But I just don't know if he's gonna go to the West.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, if he wants to stay in the East, then I think Philly.
Yeah.
Unless you can get, I've been hearing Miami as well, but you got to get 2 or 3 guys to go with you. So I don't know how that all would work, but yeah, those would be my 3. And if you want to stay in the East, I think you gotta seriously consider looking at Philly.
I think that is Spurs, Celtics, and maybe Houston.
I've been hearing about the Celtics, worried about Kyrie, jumping ship. So
Yeah, no, I mean, Celtics have the picks.
yep.
They have players that they can deal. You know, they have players that they can deal and probably bring some in, and then you got a guy who's known, or who's one of the guys who are known for doing less with more, and Brad Stevens.
Yep.
So those were the three that I was looking at. I think the Spurs are really strong, even though I don't think that LeBron really wants to go to the West. I don't know if he could turn down an opportunity to team up with Kawhi, go small ball.
Yeah. Is that enough, though?
Small ball,
Is
I
that
mean.
enough? Just LeBron and Kawhi, is that enough to beat the Warriors?
You're talking about two. You're talking about two of the best, at least two of the best four players in the world, okay?
I know.
Two different skill sets, so they can complement each other.
Yeah, they could. They could play really well
Okay.
together.
Now you're talking about, the Spurs play Draymond. Say they play Draymond, or they got KD. Hell, LeBron was guarding Draymond. Draymond's not much of an offensive weapon.
Nah.
And then you got Kawhi, and you try to put Kawhi on KD. Look what they did before Kawhi got hurt in the playoffs, and they were about
20.
to be up.
They were down 20.
Come on, man! Like it's not a coincidence. And so, refiguring it and seeing kind of what Braun is gonna do. That's really, I guess, gonna be it's like a year occasion every year. We gotta learn where the Braun's gonna go.
I know it's kind of becoming a thing. I still think the Warriors would be a favorite in that series. I know the Spurs have a good team with LeBron and Kawhi. It's the sky's the limit, but I don't know. I think they need a little bit more.
Yeah,
that's why I'm a fan of Houston being the best team to beat the Warriors.
Right.
Barring they don't lose their whole team getting LeBron, which you probably will. But if you can keep Eric Gordon at least. PJ Tucker or Trevor Ariza, one of them. You can keep one of those guys as well. Then bring in LeBron and Capella. You keep Capella, and then obviously Harden and Paul. I think that's the best.
That's enough.
That's enough.
That's enough.
I think that's enough to be the favorite against the Warriors.
Yeah, to beat them. The Warriors got great chemistry, man.
They got great chemistry, and we've seen it year in and year out that it super teams. It takes a while for them to that Heat team. They didn't get it done the first year. It took a while. So
okay. Well, we'll see where this offseason goes, but I just wish that we could have saw a better outcome for the finals. And
that's why they gotta shake. Somebody's gotta shake the league up. LeBron's gotta do it. KD did it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
LeBron, go ahead and do it. Don't even worry about anything about like.
Well,
what
I think
team you're going, can't worry about it. Go do it.
I think LeBron's past the point where he actually gives a shit about what other people think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, I think he's just like, hey, he's definitely ring chasing right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy, man. I did get to see my favorite version of LeBron. I call him Petty LeBron. You remember in 2011 when he pretty much told everybody we were broke and we gotta go back to our lives?
After he lost to the Mavericks. After he lost to the Mavericks, he was like,
"Hold on, man. I gotta pull it up now.
Gotta work 40 hours a week. I remember that like it was yesterday.
I call him Petty LeBron. I love Petty LeBron.
Oh, that's funny that you bring that up. I was just thinking about that today, that he did that.
Hold on. I'm going to pull it
up. Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. They got the same personal problems they had today.
It's so petty.
And I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that.
Oh wow!
I love Petty LeBron because Petty LeBron, he's one of the he's awesome to watch, and I was like, I was anticipating before the game, and I knew he was gonna say something about the hand, so I was already like, FUC, like FUC, get out of here, man, like get out of here, bruh. For real. I was like, man, but, come to find out his hand was broke. But I just wanted it to be more entertaining, and we had talked about it and turned it, and we kind of knew it was coming to this, and no matter how much we hoped,
Yeah.
it still just went splat.
Yeah. Everyone knew. It's kind of the NBA. I hope we can do something and get this.
Well, I think it's gonna hurt their ratings.
It's got
overall.
to. It's got to. It's not like everyone knew that it was going to be the crash course to the finals. The only thing that kind of shook it up a little bit was the Celtics.
Yeah,
Kind of like, oh well, yeah, they're pretty good. But when everyone got hurt, everyone still favored LeBron. And even when LeBron had that trouble in the Pacers series, that kind of shook up a little bit. But I mean, everyone knew LeBron's probably going to the finals and going to go lose to the Warriors. Then he'd be 3-6 in finals. So, I mean, that's kind of what it was. And I wish we can get a little bit more competitive league going.
Yeah, no, that's what we really need. And that's the thing about the NBA. You just hope that we can still get, a quality product like next year, because those guys are going to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of intrigued to see how much better Boston is going to be.
Yeah. Hope those guys stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's a really good team.
Yeah, it really is. They're a really good team. So, you always want to see a healthy team and everything. So, hopefully, we get to see some of these teams grow next year and give us a better playoffs for the most part. The regular season, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But we want the playoffs. That's what we're here for. We're here for the money, and we're here for the money time. We're here to see the pressure moments, and regular season is great to have basketball on all the time. But, man, when it comes to closing time and we got to go into this boring stretch of nothing but baseball and
Yep.
and I don't even know. I don't think anything else is even on this summer.
It's just baseball, and then that's it.
Yeah, so I mean, it's dead time. Like, hello, we got to create content out of this shit. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to segue to something else, and I thought this would be a good conversation for you and I'm surprised I didn't get any feedback. I was watching a highlight. Your freshman year, you came in with Bobby, right?
Yeah. Me and him.
Your freshman year.
Yeah.
And I was watching that Ole Miss game where y'all torched Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, that'd be senior night.
Yeah. Oh.
40. It was like 40.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Oh, it hit so many threes. Rick's not Rick.
Mardrakus
was hitting long
every
threes.
shot. Everyone who got in was hitting threes.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it just kind of made me realize how dangerous that team was. And I just remember the feeling after that season, like, man, the Hogs really got shafted this year out of the tournament.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I put it up and I was like, man, they really got like shafted. And to quote Kiko, we got robbed.
Yeah. We did that year. We beat Kentucky 2 times.
Yeah.
They went to the national championship game.
They did that.
We lost. Florida went undefeated in conference, and we were the only team that had them. We had them on the ropes, and we missed some free throws in the second half, and then it went to overtime, and they beat us in overtime. If we win that game, I think we get in the tournament. But you look at it, we won 22 games that year, 21 in the regular season, and I think a Oklahoma State team that had won 18 got in, and like we definitely got robbed that year. And it didn't help that we lost in the first round of the SEC tournament.
No,
it didn't help. But I think we should have been in that field.
Well, I just think about how the tournament even unwrapped, and the two SEC
teams in the Final
Four. Then you had like 4 of them in the Sweet 16, or the Sweet 16. Maybe the Elite 8. You might have 4 SEC teams.
Yeah.
Oh no, Tennessee made it to the Sweet 16. And so and I just said that, y'all actually, that team was actually a team that could have went in there and shook some things up.
Yeah, that was a really good team. Top to bottom, we had guards, wings, posts, forwards. We had it all. That was a good team.
man, I was looking and I was like, dang, Cody Clark,
Yeah.
Alandis Harris,
Kai
Ja'Cory.
Madden, Michael Qualls, Ja'Cory Williams.
I
All those
mean,
guys.
I look at and this is, I think to position the biggest playmaking position, especially for a team of that stature, was that 4 position.
Yeah, that 4 position is huge.
It's
Big
big,
time.
and I just remember how much better Cody Clark got during the season,
Yeah, he was
and how he started coming on.
special for us.
I mean, you had Ja'Cory. He was a mixed bag, but a lot of times he's gonna give you great energy. He's gonna try to dunk everything. You had a guy like Alandis. He was just a wild card, just a mixed bag. Like he could do a lot of different things. But you had 3 guys who could make plays.
Yeah.
And I just said, man, that was a team that could have made something happen.
Yeah, and that was a lot of people didn't remember that team as much as they did. My sophomore year and my senior year, but that team was really talented. My freshman year team, they didn't get a chance to show it as much on the national stage as we would have liked. But we had a really good team. That was
y'all went in the rup and beat
won.
them guys, man. And
Beat
a lot
them
of
down.
teams didn't do that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't go in the rup that year and win those games.
No, beat them twice that year, and
That was the second time, wasn't it?
yeah, that was the second.
Or was it? Did y'all beat them at rup first, and then y'all came back home?
Rupp was the first one.
and Qualls got 'em.
Yeah, I think that was the first one, and then the second one was at home, and then
Yeah, by far one of my favorite games to ever watch.
yeah, no, that was a crazy game. That was a crazy one.
Yeah, man. And so I just,
Bud was rocking.
man, it was vintage.
Yeah,
And there's some things I wish you could have just been around for, like in the '90s.
I know.
In the '90s, when the sound code went off, when they packed more people in there,
Yeah.
it was.
I wish those days when everything.
You hear so much about it, don't
You gotta
you?
stick by the rule. Everything is this. You got to go by this. You got to go by this. There's all rules. You can't do this. Can't do that. So, I wish I would have been around for the days where you could get away with a little bit more.
Yeah, man. Oh, for sure. And I mean, think about it. I was back in the time where they're a little bit more chippy, a little bit more fighting.
Yeah.
They were a little bit more relaxed on technical
yeah.
whistles, and we didn't have flagrant ones and flagrant twos, and yeah, man. I really I wish that you could have saw that, but that Kentucky game, great barometer. Some of the games this year in the Bud, great barometer.
Yeah, no, it was
so loud. Like that's kind of what you look for. I mean, when it feels like the roof is about to come off, you're there.
Yeah.
And so, but back to where I was at, man, that team was very good. You had shooters, you had guard play, and
6, 7 seniors too.
6, 7 seniors.
We had a bunch of seniors on that
Yep.
team. I think that's key in college basketball. When you look at the teams that are there at the end of the year, the Final Fours, the national champions, they'll have freshmen that are good, but you always look at the bulk of their roster and it's upperclassmen.
Yeah, and especially with that year and just how, like I said, it just rolled out, and it made me go look at another game, and I was like, man, that was an NCAA team, and I hate it because I always want to see what those teams do once they get there, because I think that's just where the magic happens more so than any. I remember my senior year at Mizzou, we actually worked our way to get a 3 seed.
Yeah.
A really good seed. We had a really good year. And, they still didn't think we were going to get by like freaking Marquette.
Yeah.
I remember they even
that.
said like Davidson was going to like upset us. And it was just, come on, man. Steph isn't even here anymore.
No respect, yeah.
Yeah. And so, it's always fun to see how it chops down. And that's why March Madness is the best sporting event.
Best. by
Every
far.
year. Best
Never
sporting
fails,
event.
Never fails.
First weekend is better than anything else you're gonna put on.
That first weekend is like, I don't care what you're doing. That's the best. And if you haven't taken the time to watch any of it, I mean, it's straight up magic.
It is.
And I mean, it never fails either. Every year you want to be like, okay, this 15 seed, the 2 seeds by now understand that these teams are good. Like, it's not going to happen to this team. And it does every single
year.
Every single year. We had a 16 beat a 1 this year by 20. Like,
yeah.
Just some crazy, crazy stuff goes on in March Madness.
I mean, that's why people just have to watch it, whether they're at work or in school.
Yeah, no, you got to. There was even something I saw. It was called, that some website developed it. It was a button that you could watch the games, but it had a big button. It was called the boss button. And then if you click it, it would cut off the game and go to a human resources PowerPoint. And then so if you saw your boss coming, you could hit the button real quick, and then it was a whole PowerPoint on human resource training and human resource ideas and things like that to improve human resources within your organization. And, hey, I'm just looking at this PowerPoint, boss. Don't mind me.
Man, hey, that should be a moneymaker for real. I know a lot of people could use that.
Yeah.
For real.
A lot of those games are during, 11, 12, 1, 2, so people are at work and can't miss out, though.
No, you can't. Well, I mean, you can't even watch those two games that are going on at the same time, going down to the wire. You're going back and forth.
Back and forth.
Yeah,
Always.
and so that's one of the fun things. That's why, in my opinion, basketball is just the best sport.
Yeah.
Hands down.
No arguing.
So speaking about the best sports, by the way, it's Man and Mike.
It's Man and Mike.
We've caught up a little bit on the playoffs and everything, and we got into some other things. How was the baseball game? Tell me about the baseball, because it looked live on TV.
Live.
Tell me about the Arkansas versus South Carolina super regional baseball game here at Baum Stadium.
Yeah, no, it was the Razorback fans. They love their hog baseball. It was packed in there. The announcer came across the PA at the 7th inning, talking about it was the third most attendance in Baum Stadium history. 11,600 or something like that.
Man,
crazy
at a college baseball
game. And it was, those people love their baseball. It was exciting. Baseball's kind of a slower game, but all those fans in there, make it exciting. The atmosphere is just amazing. They're in there cheering on those Hogs. The game started at 5, and I didn't leave out of there till like 9:45. It was
I remember talking to you.
I left before I left like the 9th inning started, and I hightailed out to try to beat the traffic, but it was it was a long.
I saw people kind of leaving once it hit the bottom of the 8th. People started kind of skedaddling out. And that's when it's time to beat the traffic or whatnot. And so I stuck in there for 3.5 innings. I watched. I'm proud of myself. I watched the last 3.5 innings of the baseball game. Hey,
that's all you need to
man.
Watch,
hey,
really.
Thank you. I watched the last 3.5 of the baseball game. I mean,
that's a long time. That
for
might
me,
be an hour and a half almost.
On TV, yeah.
That might be an hour and a half. Those innings, some of those times, it takes a while.
It's got to be some real special parameters for me to go to a baseball game, and I'm probably more than likely not going to be there the whole time.
Yeah.
But I need to be in a shaded area.
I was in the shade. Thank God.
Nice.
Otherwise, there's
it was over
an inning and a half maybe. I would have been gone. So no shade. Gets hot out there.
Yeah, no, especially when you're just sitting there, and that's my main beef with football games. Why I won't sit in the stands during a football. I don't even care now if it's a night game, which, if it's too late at night, I'm just not gonna go but. You don't get night games unless you're good in football, and that's not something that we've really. Yeah, that's not something that we've really dealt with here in favor of Arkansas.
Change is coming. It's coming.
You think so?
I think so. I'm optimistic about it.
Hey, I'm always optimistic. I don't got no skin in the game. Hey, I just want some good things to talk about. I enjoy going to the games, and I know a bunch of those guys on the staffs and whatnot. So, but. Yeah. Anyways, we haven't had a lot to cheer about in that sport, but it's hard for me to just go unless like I'm really like in, and it's gonna sound bad, unless I'm really like in a club seat, I can't go. Like I'm spoiled like that.
Bad fan.
And that's the thing. Like I could go tailgate for sure before the game, but by the time it comes back around, by the time it's time to go in there, I'm like, man, like, am I having more fun out here, or am I gonna go in there and have fun?
Yeah.
And once you get in there, there's rules and regulations and all that boring stuff. Nobody really wants to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta really enjoy the game to go.
You do. Well, there's a lot of people
stay
that
for an extended period of time.
Well, exactly. And there's some people that really dig it. I feel like football was more to everybody's sport. There was more participation. So everybody thinks they have a football mind. Like, I don't. And I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable about the sport. Like, I could call a cover two, a zone blitz. Like, I learned all that from Madden.
Yeah. That's another thing. Like the basketball, football, those, those are more, video games, things like that. Those are more people. You understand those sports a little bit more just because they're so mainstreamed on everything.
Especially here in America, it's the most popular.
Those are the
popular sports.
Yeah. So.
And it's funny because those baseball guys will make so much money.
If you make it up there, it's crazy.
Ridiculous money. I mean, but you still don't get better ratings in the NBA.
Nah.
And let me put it like this: the best nights in the NBA doesn't even reach Thursday night football.
Nope, it doesn't.
And so, that's just a little bit perspective on the wheel of how the sports work. And so I always say, like, I feel like football is just very
I just
inclusive.
don't understand that.
I don't either.
I watch a Monday night football game because it's the only sporting event on Monday night a lot of times. I watch the Super Bowl, but I don't. It's not my thing. I'm not waiting till Sunday every week, waiting for the football. But that's huge.
Yeah, man. Hey, what they say? Different strokes for different folks.
Yep.
Like, you never know. Some people. A lot of people don't enjoy basketball.
Oh yeah, a ton of people don't.
They're crazy as hell.
Yeah,
but,
something's completely wrong with them, and they need to go to the doctor.
Oh yeah, maybe they need to go to church and repent,
pray.
Yeah, get on their knees.
Yeah,
that's what they need to do. But that's my whole spiel with the football games, the baseball games. But yeah, I just wanted to ask you about it and how, like I said, look live. Like it made me want to be there for like 30 minutes.
It was a good time. The fans. Yeah, I know, for 30 minutes exactly. The fans make it better. It's fun. Everyone's getting into it. I definitely wouldn't stay all 9 innings next time, or I didn't, but I wouldn't stay till the 9th inning. I kind of
you stuck it out. You thugged it out.
I stuck it out. I went with my parents, and I drove separately because I knew I'd probably stay a little bit longer than they got out after the 3rd inning. They were gone. They weren't there, so I stayed, and I was just sitting there, and I was like, I don't really feel like getting up and leaving, so I'll just stick around for a little bit longer. And I stayed, and I looked up, and it was the 9th inning, so I stuck it out. But I was out there a long time, but it was fun.
Yeah, man.
Won't see me there tomorrow though. I gave my support. Gave my support.
That was it.
Go Hogs. That was it.
That's so bad.
That was it.
That's terrible.
That was it.
Well, hey, I think we're closing up right now. Shout out to everybody who stuck with us and has listened so far. Man and Mike, so far
you are now listening to Man the Mike Sports Podcast
Red
from
Couch.
the Red Couch Studio.
Yeah, all day.
The Red Couch Studio, I like it.
Mike
That's what we do.
It's Man the Mike.
And so, with that being said, what's our closing points, man? What you got for me?
Excited to see NBA. LeBron, please, if you're listening to this, I know you might be. Please go shake up the NBA. Kevin Durant did it. I need you to go do it. I'm tired of the Warriors being that dominant force that everyone knows are going to win in the end. I need you to do that. And shout out to the baseball team. Got the win tonight. Get one more, and they're going to Omaha.